get this party started. If anyone is watching, if you've got any questions for Natalie, feel free to ping them into the comments and I will ask away. So, Natalie, can you tell the people watching what you do for a business?
Absolutely. So I am a virtual personal trainer. I started my business when I was 17. So it's nearly 17 years old, my business.
Okay.
And like anything that happens when you're 17, I didn't have a clue what I was doing, to be fair. But I grew up in sport. I grew up playing professional football for Wolverhampton Wanderers. I was with Wolves for 8 seasons. And
wow.
We won way more medals than the men.
Hey, listen, I don't want any abuse off Wolves fans. Don't be saying things like that, please.
I'm a Wolves fan. I'm allowed to say it.
That's brilliant. And so when did you start playing for Wolves and how old was you?
8.
Good grief.
I was 8 when I signed my first contract with them.
Yeah.
And I was 15 when I finished because I got really badly injured. Yeah, I broke my arm in 2 places for my last ever game for them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I was meant to go and play professionally in America. I'd been scouted. Everything was set to go. And my birthday is at the end of August.
Oh, right, okay.
So when the football season ended, I was only 15. So the American company, they couldn't take me.
That you would have to wait until you,
I had to wait till I was 16. So they said, keep playing, keep your match fitness up until your 16th birthday, then we'll fly you out. And the way it was going to work is I was going to play professionally for them. And then in the holiday periods, I would then work for Camp America and kind of earn my keep that way.
Yeah.
And I was dead excited. It's what I'd worked towards for, you sacrifice everything, you don't go out with your mates, you stay away from boys, all of that sort of
stuff. Boys are bad anyway at that age.
Right, it's terrible. Don't do it. It keeps you away from everything, and I'm really, really grateful for that. And then my last game, it's really annoying because somebody fell on top of me and they snapped my arm in 2 places. And that, as soon as that happened, medical failed, cancelled contract, everything I'd worked towards, gone. But
oh my gosh.
About, I think, 2 weeks, that was 2 weeks before my 16th birthday. And then about 2 weeks after that, my dad came to me and he was like, what's happened is terrible. It's awful. He used more colourful language than that, if anybody,
He's got a good French, your dad.
He doesn't until it comes to sport, and then it's different.
Right.
And he was like, it's terrible what's happened, but that's life. You need to get on with it. Go and get a job. So I was there in a sling, in a cast, thinking, what do you do when you're 15, 16 years old and everything you've ever known has gone? Like every night after school, this is what you eat. Every night after school, this is what you do.
Yeah.
And it was like that. Every summer holidays, you went touring.
Yeah.
You didn't have a summer holiday because you were away. You were touring Europe, winning stuff. You were up at 6 a.m. for 3 hours of running around a field. You were in ice baths. You were doing all sorts. And then it just goes just like that. And then my dad turns around and says, you just got to go and get a job. So I went to college. My mom was the opposite. She was like, how can she go and get a job? She's only got one arm. What are you doing? She was the opposite. And my mum never got involved in my sport, ever. If it was sport related, it's your dad's territory.
That's sexist, man.
It wasn't. It was the fact that my dad was a football manager for a local team.
Oh, right.
And my mom knows nothing about sport.
Oh, bless her.
So yeah. And then I went to college and I spoke to the sports lecturer and I was like, I want to do what my coach did for me. He kept me off the streets. He kept me away from drugs. He kept me out of trouble. He explained to me the value of you can only be as strong as yourself and your own individual actions, but actually a team is really valuable. So he taught me teamwork. He taught me so much, and I wanted to then pass that on. And the sports lecturer rejected me. He said, "You're too young, come back in a year." The personal training lecturer came over and she went, "I'll take you."
I'll have some of you.
She went, "I don't care how old you are, I'll take you."
Oh, so fantastic.
She spent a year with me while doing gym instruction, first aid, manual handling, all that sort of stuff. And then teaching me how to deliver exercise and music classes, all of that sort of stuff. And then she was like, "I think you're going to be wasted as a coach. I think you should do personal training." So I stayed on with her for another year, did personal training. And that was when I was like, actually, I don't want to work for anyone else. I want to work for myself. And I don't want to be tied to one sport and one team. Anybody who is struggling the way I saw my friends and my friends' parents struggle in the area that we grew up, anybody at any age who is struggling, I want to be able to help them. If I want to help them, I don't want to be tied to anything.
Yeah.
And I spoke to my dad, and my dad went, "You have no idea."
I like your dad. He sounds old school. I like him.
I said, "I'm still going to stay at college. I'm just going to start to try and get experience because it's a people's business, and you can't teach people, right? Everybody's different. You can't teach that in a classroom."
Yeah. So
then the college offered me a job.
Okay.
And they said, "While you're studying, here's what we'll do. If you can support the lecturers during the college hours, do your own studying as well, we will then let you use the facilities to build your business outside of that. So you get a little wage, you get the experience, you get the exposure, but you're still studying at the same time. You're just doing it all under one roof." So I went home, said, "Dad, this is what the college have sent me." He went, "If they can put that in writing, do it." So that's what we did.
Boom.
So that's what we did. And it was brilliant.
So from adversity, you had a dad who obviously motivated you in his own little way.
Yeah.
To kind of almost say, "Listen, so is life. Let's get on." And wow, that's amazing. What a story. God, wow.
Yeah, you didn't even know that, did you?
Well, no. I mean, I've known you, 4 or 5 years, and that's the first time I've actually I've actually heard that. And I think that's the importance of a platform like this where, because I say for a lot of people I speak to, it's not very often that a business owner gets a chance to actually tell their story. So a platform like this where you can, and, that's really kind of, it's inspiring because, there'll be a lot of parents with children who are like, "Oh, it's the end of the world, my exam results, or this hasn't happened, or that hasn't happened." And the reality is, it's a small moment in time. When you look at your life as a whole, it's like that moment there, it's a small moment. So well done to you.
Yeah.
Well done to you. So how long were you with the college then before you kind of stepped out into the big wide world?
I was with them from the age of 17 to the age of 21.
Yeah.
Just before I was 21, I left to go and work on a cruise ship. Yeah.
Where was the cruise going? Please tell.
So the reason I applied was really simple. I knew when you do certain courses at college, and I'm sure this is true for all sorts, but we got taught about the body, we got taught about safety, we got taught how to train people. We didn't get taught anything about business, anything about finances, anything about marketing, anything about selling. So when you were qualified and you got sent out, you were like, I could be the best trainer in the world, but if I can't sell, how am I ever going to prove that?
Yeah.
And what the crews did is they gave you sales training.
Oh.
They gave you marketing training. They gave you finance training because it had to be a part of your job on the ship. So you had to do public speaking on the ship. You had to do tours on the ship. You had to do health and safety stuff. You had to do so much on the ship in that one role that they taught you how to do everything.
That's brilliant.
Then I went, I did all the training with them, and then I didn't go.
Oh no. Cruise ship owners, look, it's not my fault that she's revealing all this now, but oh wow.
Yeah. So they paid for me to do about £6,000 worth of courses. And then I didn't go.
I mean, you didn't go on a boat.
I didn't go.
I mean, the thing is, right. Was it a bad thing? I think the thing is, in life, you have to take opportunity, don't you?
Yeah, and that's what it was. It was
you have to take opportunity.
I know what I know. I've been in this bubble of protection for 5 years.
Yeah.
But unless I get out, I'm never going to grow and I'm never going to learn, because they're not going to teach me what I need to grow and learn.
Yeah.
And when you're in sport, you learn that growth and progression is like an addiction.
Yeah.
But you also learn that life isn't a constant progression. And that is part of sport. And that's what I love about health. And that's what I say to my clients. I'm like, at the moment, you're getting win, 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 win. And I'm not taking anything away from that, because that's amazing. You deserve it. You've done it. But you will hit a sticking point and you will have a little bit of a dip before you go like this again.
Yeah.
But that's normal. That's science. There's nothing we can do about it. But mentally, there's a lot we can do about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll give you an example. So right now, I'm a powerlifter. I'm a powerlifter for Team GB, right? My bench press is the bane of my life. I have been stuck bench pressing 65 kilograms for about 18 months.
But can you explain to the people watching what a bench press is? Because some people what's she on about? You lifted up park benches? Why is she doing that?
So you lie on a bench, you get past the bar, you bring the bar down to your chest, and then you push.
So I should demonstrate with a mouse.
Yeah, that's it. Just like that.
Well, obviously I'll be lying down on my back.
You know, I've been stuck on that number for 18 months, and it is infuriating. My back squat, where you've got the bar on your back, you squat down, you stand back up, that was stuck for about 12 months. And then it took me 6 months to only grow by 2.5 kilograms in weight. My deadlift, however, which is where the bar's on the floor and you just stand up with it, that grew 20 kilos in about 6 months, which is ridiculous. So it doesn't matter what level you're at. It doesn't matter where you are going to hit these sticking points. And that's how I felt. That's how I still feel about business. Yeah. And that's how I felt at that point. And I was like, I need to do something that's going to allow me the space to grow. But I'm not in a position where I can go back to studying and not earn any money.
Of course.
I need to figure out
Yeah.
where that balance is.
Yeah.
And that was the best. I had every intention of going, but there was lots of stuff going on at home where I was like, if I go, I'm going to have a lot of regret here.
Yes.
And the job isn't forever. My family is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I spoke to the family. I said, right, let me do this, because I haven't got £5,000-6,000, 21. Let me do this. Yes, I'm not going to get a certificate, but I've got everything I'm going to need up here.
Of course.
And in 17 years, nobody's ever asked to see my qualifications. No one cares. They want results. They don't care about anything else.
That's it. We've had a few comments come in, actually. Hey, Natasha Gordon. Simone says, look at the team besties.
Oh, yeah.
And she also says, Nat is the best.
Yeah.
Nat is the best.
She wasn't saying that about me Monday morning. She was whining at me Monday morning.
Yeah, I know, but you put her through her paces. So, she's told me many times that she's in pain and she can't stand up. And
She's not in pain. That's Simone being a drama queen.
It's all in your mind, Simone. It's all in your mind. What have been some of the challenges that you faced, in the business world? Because obviously, you left the college, you're on your own 2 feet. What are some of the kind of challenges that you've had to overcome with the business?
The amount of times I've wanted to give up is like uncountable.
You're human, so
it's crazy. I even went so it was the learning thing. Even though I'd gone onto the cruise ship, I then went and was a freelance personal trainer in Virgin Active, because I was like, this is again a space for me to grow, but actually get a lot of opportunity because of the brand.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I really started to think about a brand. And I'll just give you a quick overview. I didn't give my business a name until it was like 10 years old.
Okay.
And I didn't have a website or an online presence or anything, or an email list or anything like that, until my business was about 50 years old.
I mean, okay. And I mean, the thing is, you're kind of saying that now almost like embarrassingly, but did you need those things at that time?
Well, this is the thing. I'm not embarrassed about it at all. I just think the way things run now, people are quite surprised by that. I used to get people come to me and go, well, what can I have a look at your website? Can I have a look at your credentials? Can I have a look at not qualifications, but past work testimonials? I was like, listen, I'm standing right here. If you don't know anything, just
I'm a testimonial. Have you seen me?
Right? Just ask. Okay, just ask me. I'm standing right here. And if you want to speak to somebody who isn't me, I'll point at my clients. Right. And being there taught me loads. It gave me opportunity. I went to volunteer at the London Marathon for a couple of years. I got to go to 2012 because they opened it up for volunteers there as well. So I got all that opportunity just by being kind of under their umbrella. Which adds a lot of lessons in itself. And I think that's the one thing with me. I'm always looking at, okay, good or bad, what can I learn from this? How can this help me grow? That was exactly what happened when COVID hit. Like, I've always felt different points of my business, like, I need to stop now. I've got a mortgage to pay. I need to go and actually earn some steady, comfortable money. The biggest challenge is people are unreliable. Right? People are unreliable. And at first, the biggest lesson with that was not taking it personally. I took it personally for years. What's wrong with me? Why can't I get this nailed? Why is this happening? Why is he getting this and I'm not consistent? What is going on? And it took me years to get out of, actually, it's not me. I can go and get 10 more qualifications. It's not going to matter. I just need to get out of my own way, get out of my own head, and do it. And then when COVID hit, I said to my husband, I was like, so gyms are completely shut. And he went, go online. Because he's a techie. And I was like, I'll speak to my current clients and see. And my business was in really good shape just before COVID hit. So I spoke to all my clients, and all of them had agreed to give it a go for the rest of that month, because they'd already paid for the month. So they were like, we'll give it a go for the rest of the month. Okay, great. And it really surprised me at how many people enjoyed it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it was crazy. And what I took out of it, I was like, right, if I'm going to be quiet, which I assumed I was going to be, if I'm going to be quiet, what am I going to do not to waste time? And the answer for me was networking.
Yeah.
I tried networking face to face, which is how I met you.
Yeah.
But what I found with face-to-face networking is I never got any business out. I very rarely got any business out of it. But I wasn't able to build the relationships because I wasn't able to be consistent.
Right.
And I didn't realize that until I started online networking.
Yeah.
And when I started online networking, I went to about 10 different meetings. And then I was like, right, I didn't like this one because of this. I'm not going back.
Hey, don't mention any names. I don't want to get tomatoes thrown at me.
I'm not going to mention any names. And I was like, right, okay, how do I do this? So the ones that I enjoyed, I put as a meeting in my diary, and I was consistent.
Yeah.
And because I was consistent, I got to build relationships.
Yeah.
But I didn't go to networking for business. I went to networking to learn about online business.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I went for. And then after a couple of months, the leads started coming in. And they started coming in from everywhere. So I started getting Simone's in Denmark. Simone came in, started getting clients in America. And then I was like, okay, there's something in this. What was I doing wrong before? What's different now? And so 2020 was all about growing my online network and learning how to actually run an online business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then 2021, it was, I've learned this now. Let's step it up a notch.
Yeah.
Turn the gears up.
Yeah. Because people, I mean, the thing is, people, I don't care what anyone says, unless it's a product, e-commerce, or I want a new perfume, whatever. People buy people. And more so if they're going to have any kind of meaningful relationship of longer than an hour, because they've got to know that, right, when I go and see that person or speak to that person, I got to like them, I got to trust them, you know. So, and you're right, going to a meeting once and saying, hey, I'm here and I'm gone, unless you have some kind of follow-up conversation with them over a period of time, it generally won't result in anything. So, you know, a real good nugget there that you've shared. And anybody who's watching right now who doesn't do online networking because it's something they haven't considered, you know, if you are struggling to generate leads, if you're prepared to turn it into a meeting rather than a visit, and by that I mean because in your diary, like Nat says, really good idea. That is absolutely. I do the same with the network meetings I go to. It gives you that, you know, it's something in your diary. It's part of the business. Boom, you go there, you know you're going to have conversations. And like you say, the result over a period of time is leads coming from everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. And I think the reason for me that it didn't work in person wasn't because I didn't want to be consistent, but it was because I wasn't able to be consistent.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless I was turning down clients.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's
because of the extra time for travel, the extra cost for car parking, for travel, for all of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that was the reason I wasn't able to be consistent. Now I've got people saying to me, face-to-face meetings are back. Do you want to come? And I'll look at it and I'll go, no, I don't. And it's not because it's face-to-face necessarily. That's part of it. But what I did in 2021 to change it a little bit, I was like, right, I've been networking. I've learned a lot. But actually, where I'm networking, my ideal client's not there.
Yeah.
So I'm networking to a room full of people, hoping they know my ideal client, rather than directly speaking to my ideal client. Yeah. So I started to really look for networking meetings where I knew my ideal client was hanging out.
Yeah.
Because for me, I actually enjoy social media. I get some leads from social media. I could probably do better. But actually, for me, I know that networking is going to get me leads. Yeah. I don't know that social media is. It just might.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing about the networking, you know, let's be honest, if you're having a conversation with someone, a conversation with somebody, you're going to get a lot more across
Yes.
And if it's just a post that they've read, because
Yeah.
it's real life, it's real time, it's a two-way flow of ideas and aspirations. So absolutely. And I definitely wholeheartedly, someone said recently, one of my friends, social media, all social media, it's just an introduction. So, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone thinks, hey, I like his hair, let me check him out. The best happens, the magic happens. But fantastic. Now you have told us quite a few secrets about yourself today. Ex-footballer. Hey, Ben Kelly, good to see you, sir. Tell us one thing about you that not many people know about. Bum, bum, bum. Keep it clean. No more revelations about taking training and not paying for it. Good God.
Okay. So as I've mentioned, I grew up as a footballer. I started powerlifting for Team GB when I was 30. So in between that time, I wasn't in sport at all myself.
Right,
I trained people for sport, but I wasn't in sport myself. And what a lot of people don't know, because of the kind of image that a powerlifter has, what a lot of people don't know is that me and my husband do ballroom and Latin dancing, and we've been doing it for like 12 years.
I'm sure I knew this.
You might have done.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Ballroom and Latin dancing. Is there any videos of you online and I can go and watch it?
No.
Oh, come on, girl.
No, there's not.
That's another side of you we need to see.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, because you're doing the powerlifting and everything else, the assumption is going to be, right, she's strong. She ain't going to be able to do those twinkle toe moves. But the fact that you can, again, it dispels all of it. Get some videos online. Guys, anyone watching, I want you to start a petition. We want to see Nat's ballroom dancing videos online. So
no, definitely not. And I think I have this kind of image. A lot of people come to me and they're like, I can never work with you. You're too intimidating. Where actually, if you look at me as a person rather than as a powerlifter, I am a huge Disney fan. Like, I am Disney crazy. I mean,
intimidating,
right? I'm a huge Disney fan. I'm a massive Harry Potter fan. I'm a big gamer. Like, I am.
But then, is that something which someone could pick up by lurking, or is that something that's going to be revealed when they speak to you?
No, see, my social media does show this.
Ah, okay.
So this is where social media for me is actually quite good, because you see my like goofy, childish side. And you also see the fact that actually I will never give up chocolate for anybody. Ever. Okay. Right. If anybody comes to me and says, you wanna be healthier, stop eating chocolate, bye, get out of my way. Move. Oh my gosh, I love it. So a personal trainer who's fit and eats chocolate. You see, there's hope for us all, guys. There is hope for us all. Chocolate is in my life every day. I'm not even exaggerating. Right. So Ben says, what's going on here? Hey, Natalie's awesome. We don't talk much, but I see regular stuff. #winning. Oh, yeah. And Ben is going to start a hashtag #NatsVids for the win. Yeah. Okay. Then there's no ballroom dancing in that hashtag, mate. Come on, sort it out. You get training videos all day. Ballroom dancing. So let's say that somebody, they've woken up today and they thought, I'm going to start a business. And I drink last night. Well, I'm not thinking straight. I'm going to start a business. What 3 bits of advice would you give that person before they either flung themselves into it or while they were kind of setting it up? Just 3 bits of key advice that you wish someone had told you, maybe. One of the mistakes I think I made was not niching down. When I look back, I always had a niche, but at the time, I never did it, and I never sort of marketed to my niche. And that's something new that I've kind of introduced in the past maybe 12 months. Yeah. And that's been golden, absolute golden. So as much as you don't want to turn other people off, niching down doesn't actually do that, I find. So do it.
Yeah.
You might not like it. You might think, I don't want to work with one specific person. But when it comes to marketing, especially in the online space or at networking meetings, getting your message across becomes so much easier. Not just for other people to understand, but for other people to actually pass it on and refer you as well.
Yeah. You're qualifying them as well, aren't you? You're weeding out the ones who don't fit. Yeah. But like you say, it doesn't shut the door to everyone, because I'm sure that people who don't sit in your niche still reach out and say, hey.
Yeah. I mean, part of my niche is I train women. Actually, I've got more male clients than I have female.
It's fantastic.
Because I train their wife.
Yeah.
And then the husband's like, I want some of that.
Yeah. I want to get as fit as my wife now.
Yeah.
she's looking better.
Stronger than me.
Looking better than me now.
Yeah. So I get the husbands in. So yeah. And I really enjoy working with men. It's just not my niche.
Yeah. Okay.
Simple reason being, I'm not a man and I can understand a woman's body more than I can a man's. Simple reason. Yeah. Second piece of advice, chase the nose.
Ooh.
Everybody who says no to you, it's a good thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody who says no to you gets you closer to a yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a numbers game. Again, we don't like to hear it, unpopular truth. But the more people you speak to, the more no's you get, the closer you are to that yes. And the more you do that, the more frequently the yeses will show up.
Yeah.
So that's my second piece of advice.
Yeah.
Third one, you're an expert in what you do. You're not an expert in everything else. So where you're struggling or where you think you're going to get the most benefit, reach out to someone who is an expert so you can put your energy into your zone of genius.
Absolutely. And you'll make more money as well, believe it or not, because if you remove something that you don't like doing, give it to somebody else who does like doing it, yeah, you got to pay them, but you can go off and make more money. And I really love what you said about the numbers, because obviously, you know that I do sales and marketing training for female business owners, and have a few males as well. And I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and he was saying that he weren't very good at sales. And when I said to him, well, how many people he's spoken to this year? And he was like, 0. I says, well, how can you even say that? You can't say that, because it's like you're basing what you're not good at on something you haven't even done.
Yeah.
So, and the other good thing as well about having conversations is it allows you to then sharpen your skills, sharpen your questions. Did I ask the right thing? Why did I speak too much? Should I have told them the price then? Should I have kept my mouth shut? All these little things will all add up to you getting better and better. Oh, Natalie, I'm superb. Yeah, I am. Right, so we're getting to the end of the interview now, but you have got a giveaway, haven't you, for anybody who has stayed with us to the end?
Absolutely. Depending on where you are and what you want to do, I've got a free download. So my 5 top tips to increase fat loss. Things that you can implement straight away without spending a penny.
Can you so how can someone get access to this?
I can put I wrote an article on LinkedIn about it, so I can put the link in underneath.
Oh, please, yeah. If you could put the link in the comments, that'd be absolutely dabby dozy.
And then I've got another one too, which I told you about.
2.
I know. And if you're a little bit more committed to getting started and you want to have a free hour with me just to see how to get started, then you can have a free hour with me.
Now, guys, listen, I highly recommend that you take that hour. I don't think she'll have many of these sessions available because she's a busy lady. I'm quite scared myself of training with Nat, because I've been told by a mutual friend that she she don't take no prisoners.
You don't want a trainer who's just nice to you, though, do you?
Yeah, you see, I've got a problem with people being horrible to me. So I'll tell you what, you send me a video and I'll watch that. I can pause you then.
Yeah, but I've got a membership, so you can just get in the membership.
Because you'll track me down. Right, anyway, listen. Is there anything that the people watching can do to help you right now?
think it's just, spread the word, spread the word. If you've got people who you think will find this useful, interesting, whether it's from an emotional point of view or a mental point of view, then just invite them into this group, invite them to watch this video. If you want to follow me on socials, it's NH Personal Training, and there's I'm always throwing out golden nuggets, I guess. Yeah, I think it's just spread the word, and if you know anybody who needs some help, send them my way. I might not be the right person for them, but there's only one way to find out. Exactly.
A conversation is free. Natalie, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, I know it's taken 18 months, but you've been busy, and well, good things come to all those who wait.
There we go.
People watching, thank you so much for joining us today. If you do want to reach out to Natalie, she's going to drop all of her links in the comments, all of her links. You're going to put in a LinkedIn article, she'll put a link to a website, booking links, all of the links.
All go in there.
Go and reach out to Natalie if you are serious about finally getting yourself in the shape you want to for the rest of the year and beyond. So we're going to go now, but Natalie, if you want to say goodbye.
Yeah, we do have a question from LinkedIn if we've got time.
Oh yeah, go on then, fire away. Yeah.
So one of the questions on LinkedIn this morning was, what do I think of a plant-based diet?
Okay, yeah. What do you think?
If Simone's still watching, she's laughing her head off right now, because I'm quite known for being anti-cardio and anti-plant-based. That's not true. That's just how I come across.
Well, okay.
If you want to eat plant-based, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you want to eat plant-based to get a certain result, that's rubbish.
Right.
Don't do it. Right. There is no evidence that plant-based diets increase fat loss, increase strength, increase health or fitness. There is no evidence. There are shows out there, Netflix specifically, that have gone, oh, if you want this, plant-based is the way to go. But they are selling something to promote their own agenda.
I mean, and I don't want to get, obviously, I mean, I've got no kind of scientific knowledge behind all this. My kind of philosophy on it, and obviously, guys, if you want to throw eggs at the screen, I'm sorry. Well, as soon as something has gone into a factory and been made, processed, and then put into some nice packaging, and they say, hey, heat this up, well, the moment they add anything to it, it takes away all of the goodness anyway, because it's not the natural product. If you're going to have, I don't know, a beetroot burger, and the beetroot burger is made up of filler and this and that and E and that, and don't forget, it's got to go on the shelf and it's got to stay alive for a long period of time, which means something's been added. Well, is that any better for you than just saying, yeah, here's the beetroot, I'll make my own bloody burgers? Yeah. So anyway, look, it's another story for another day. Maybe we'll do a discussion on it. You can maybe do a talk about it in the group, a training session.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really, if you want to go plant-based, go for it.
Yeah.
If you don't.
Yeah, there's no distinction. Excellent. Okay, well, Natalie, thank you so much. People watching, thank you for joining us. Might be back next week. I'm just waiting for some business owners to kind of like get brave and say, yeah, I'm going to do it. So watch this space. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And we'll have a little debrief on the other side. And people have a wonderful rest of the week. Bye.